I'm a little late on pushing buttons. I'm all kind of messed up this evening. Um, you would think, it's easy enough to push buttons, but when you don't do it as much, it sometimes you get a little rusty. Anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. Oh my goodness. So I want to talk tonight about I want to talk tonight about uh, digital ID and let's just say related things. And I wanted to start out though by saying that AI is scary and gay. It is scary and gay. So I'm not quite sure how scared of it we're supposed to be, but it is most certainly scary and gay. And I can prove that. I can prove that. So, like the other day, like, I don't know, a couple of days ago, I asked AI, well, let me be a little more clear. AI contacted me. I'm talking about Meta AI, Facebook's little AI thing. Messaged me and told me to check out its new Meta AI features, which includes animation. You can ask it to animate things for you. So I thought, okay. So I had to do a couple of small things, and I was kind of impressed. And I said, okay. I mean, because I've got to test it, right? I'm like, okay. So animate my profile picture. Now, my profile picture on Facebook is the same one that you see in the thumbnail here on the YouTubes. And this is what AI thought that my profile picture should have been doing. Now, I don't know about you, but that's some pretty damn scary shit. AI also did not know I don't have teeth. I got a damn mouthful of them there, though. I wish that was for real. Anyway, I mean seriously, I got the message from AI or from Meta AI, and I thought, well, why not? I don't know if it was an email or a message on Facebook or what. I don't remember. But I thought, what the heck? And I threw a couple of things at it. In fact, I had it animate the background picture we have tonight. I had it animate that, and it actually did a good job, but it didn't do it in a way that I could use it as a loop. So that kind of sucked. But if I could have used it like a loop, I would have ran it for the background. It would have been animated instead of just a still picture. So, but that's okay. I've got backgrounds. The one I initially was gonna do for tonight was this one. I was gonna put us on the moon, but I thought, a FEMA camp sounds like more fun. Definitely seems a little more accurate. And that leads me to talk a little bit about digital ID. I've said it before, and I'm going to keep saying it until people catch on. Now, why would I do that? Because I don't even know if we have one chance to put a stop to this. I pretty much don't think we do. I said that over 15 years ago. When they started talking, I think it was a little over 15 years ago, when they first started to move the Real ID Act through Congress, I was raising hell. And the only other one that I remember raising hell aside from me was Ron Paul. The only other one. I was screaming from the rooftops because I knew what it was. And I knew it was the same national ID system that they tried to get through for a very, very, very long time. It was a UN pet project. And the people weren't having it. The people raised hell. And they kept trying and they kept trying. It was well over once that they tried. They tried multiple times and the people raised hell. And then in the 2000s, they came up with this national ID, this real ID, and nobody even looked at it sideways. Like I said, the only ones I know of that were, Luke Radowski was raising hell about it. I remember him raising hell about it. Don't think Tim Pool was, because he's kind of a statist anyway. But Luke was definitely raising hell. I was raising hell. Ron Paul was raising hell. I'm sure Alex Jones was raising hell. There was the handful. But, people were looking at us like we had two heads. It was the strangest damn thing. It really was. Because everybody just thought that, I don't know, somehow getting another ID was going to make this nation more secure. How? How would that happen? And why? Why do they got to do this elongated process, right? It's easy enough to check my history, right? It's got to be easy enough to look through my medical records, my medical records, and know where I was born. It's got to be easy enough, because they tell you that the reason why you got to go through all the extended checks is so that they can actually verify that it's actually really you. Okay. That should be easy enough. I've been the same me for 53 frickin' years. I don't think I'm going to change anytime soon. Not my name, not my identity, and damn well not my gender. So, why would I need a new ID to make me safer? The answer is, you don't. And it won't. That's just a fact. I don't know what to tell folks that already signed up for it. I'm sorry. I can guarantee you that this system, this digital ID, if you will, I assure you it is at least part of the beast system. The one that we've been warned about. I really honestly think it is. That's why I've stayed away from crypto. Because I think that's part of it as well. I think the AI is part of it. I'm going to be real honest. We've got some messed up stuff headed our way. Right here in the United States of America, right here by our own politicians, our own corporations. You know, there's a little bit of talk going around about Palantir, the company that's going to oversee all of this data, right? And there are a fair amount of people that kind of have the attitude of, oh, well, they're just data keepers. They're just the data keepers. That's all. Just the data keepers. Do you know what IBM did for Hitler? Let me ask the question again. Do you know what IBM, that same old computer company we all know, do you know what IBM did for Hitler? They were Hitler's data keepers. They built a punch card system in which they used to be able to keep track of the Jewish people and the other people that were, I don't know, decided upon by Hitler and his cronies that they were bad people or whatever. IBM was the data keepers. They were the Palantir of World War II. We are in deep in this country. One of the things that is shocking to me, because I've been paying attention to news for a long time, I am constantly being pulled from one thing to the next, whether it be Ukraine and Russia, or whether it be Israel and Gaza, or whether it be something here at home like, oh my God, the No Kings is going to be the end of the world. You know what I mean? And I block out all the nonsense, like, oh, the no Kings were going to be some horrible, terrible day of rage. It gets old. There's been more violence at homecoming events at schools, high schools, and colleges this year than there were from No Kings protest events. You can fact check me on that one. More just happened just this weekend. Yep, dumpster fire. What's up, Leo? So, my concern over what's going on with foreign nations is it's off and on. There's times I get pretty concerned with what's going on with Russia. Times I've been pretty concerned with what's gone on with Israel and Iran. But the one thing that concerns me the most, and the one thing, the boogeyman that I think we better damn well pay attention to, is right here in the United States, and it's our government, and it's powered by people on both sides. This is people on both sides doing this. This is something that's been in the plans and been in the works for decades. Decades. 2, possibly 3 decades, if not more than that. But I can tell you for sure 2. I can also tell you that they have it well planned out. Because I've watched, as I said the other day, I've watched as they did individual different things, exercises and trainings and stuff like that over the years, over the decades. I've watched them do this, all gearing up for this. I suspect there will be mass unrest. I'm going to be honest, I kind of blew it off the other day, but because supposedly it's supposed to be protected, but everything that I'm seeing, it looks like the folks that get EBT, that November, not that far away, that if the shutdown doesn't end, there aren't going to be any funds put on those EBT cards. Now, I'm not looking for people's bullshit and their nonsense about how people deserve to starve, because that's bullshit. If that happens, it is not going to take long for this nation to fall apart. Not at all. These protests and even the stuff that has happened with ICE, which goes far beyond protest, don't come close to what's going to happen if even the first week of November, if those funds aren't distributed. I am sorry, but I cannot fault a man for struggling, trying to make ends meet, and having to have a little help to do so. I cannot fault the many veterans that receive benefits like SNAP in order to help them get by. That's a fact, but it still doesn't change anything. My question is, why does the conversation get turned to that? And that's a question that we need to ask ourselves. Let me rephrase that. Why are we programmed to respond like that when this topic comes up? I can tell you the answer, because I watched it happen as well. Because that is how they destroy a civilization. If you can layer classes of people and then sit there and let those classes fall like dominoes, nobody in a higher class is going to step in and say shit for the people in the lower class, because they don't want a chance losing theirs. Well, I'm that cat that don't play by the rules. It doesn't matter whether a lot of people abuse it. I was talking about what's going to happen if it's not distributed. And it's something we might want to at least run around in our heads a little bit. Not fear it. Don't fear a damn thing. That's what frustrates me so much with all the nonsense on YouTube. They sit there and they push fear, they peddle fear non-stop. The problem with that is everybody gets so mentally worn out by the time something really happens that they either don't respond quick enough or don't respond at all. I'm really concerned. That's only part of it. That concern is only part of it. Now, I'll tell you my opinion on it. I think that it's just political grandstanding like every other time, and I think it's political fear-mongering like every other time. And they're doing everything they can to ramp up as much pressure on the politicians to let this or that go through, or God forbid. I haven't personally looked into this. I need to. I will tomorrow. I'll make myself a note. So supposedly, the big thing holding up this from going through, and I'm talking about the stupid budget, not the budget, but the stopgap. Is that supposedly the Democrats want right, fear porn, exactly. The Democrats, from what I understand, oh hell, where was I even going? God, I hate my brain when it does that. Oh hell. The entire damn subject just left the building. My head's been a million and one places today, folks. Right before the show, I got heaters set up ready to go because we haven't been able to get any diesel fuel yet. So, I got heaters ready to go, and it might be a little chilly tonight. So, anyway, I was doing that. I had to make Blue's food, and been a little bit of a busy day. I guess I got local drama to deal with after the show. Well, I say deal with. Well, I was trying to think, well, I'm not going to actually respond, go to hell, but I'm going to, in essence, it's going to be go to hell in kind words. Somebody had posted something in our local group, and, well, anyway, somebody else that doesn't like that it was posted wants me to remove it, and homie, don't play that. That's a civil thing. And if they're lying about everything and all that, then you need to take that up civilly. And then, yeah, certainly. If somebody can contact me and verify to me that this person is lying, then, yeah, I'll remove it. But, aside from that, it's not breaking Facebook's rules. It's not breaking the group's rules. It's literally why the group was created to begin with. I don't think I'm going to be removing the post. So, has to do with, we have an event that I guess is sadly, hopefully not coming to an end, but it may be, called Homestead Harvest Days, and, I don't know. Bunch of drama, shake up in one of the things. I don't know. I don't do the drama thing. Yeah, exactly, Leo, freedom of speech. I promised that to the people when I started that group, and it's not going to change. I don't care if it's a popular family, a rich family. I don't care. Ain't none of them had time for me, my 53 years on this planet. So, it is what it is. And it wouldn't change, by the way, and I gotta say this, it wouldn't change if they were my best friend, and I mean that. I mean that. One thing that is very important to me is integrity. I even have a neighbor, and I clearly consider her a friend. She had asked me once to if I would remove something that involved one of her friends. Nope. And I wasn't wanting to be a dick or anything like that, but I promised them when I started the group that they were going to be able to speak. I meant it. I don't know. The other two groups, people were limited, and your mind had to be either one way politically or the other way politically. And if you did just anything, either of the groups, if you said something that went against what they said, they'd either remove it, and if you complained, they would ban the people, whatever. And it's just like, seriously? Is this how childish we are? So the adult had to start a group, and and that's fucking sad. I mean, because once again, I'm 53 years old, and I've lived here, moved here when I was 5. That's qualified for long enough. And anyway, I was talking about because it was kind of important. Well, the big thing is the understanding that what's happening with this surveillance infrastructure and everything that's being put in place. It's not good. And this is the Skynet that movies have portrayed. It really truly is. And then some. I'll say it. I'm going to say right now. There's going to be a time, I think in the relatively near future, to where we're going to have to log in to the internet with an ID number, and people are like, duh, digital ID. But what I'm saying is that is going to be attached if you're in the United States and you have real ID. That is going to be the ID number that you use to log into the internet. Exactly, the real ID system. They're just going to integrate it. That's what it was to begin with. The United States was an early adopter to it. And that wasn't by accident. That was very much on purpose, because they knew that if people watched it go through Europe and the UK and all of that, that people in the United States would say, oh, hell no. So that's why they wanted to get it through in the United States ahead of the others. So people that signed up for Real ID, they've already signed up for the digital ID system. It's a done deal. And it wasn't one side or the other side. It was both sides. Oh, you've got it? Yeah. So you've got the little star or whatever on your license. Yeah. Yeah. And they're doing that, they're doing that in different states as time goes on. They're making it automatic. And initially, you had to sign up for it. And then, after that, they started to do automatic in some states. But you could opt out. And now, from what I'm saying, there are some states that were doing it automatically prior. There are some states now that they are not allowing you to opt out. I don't think it's going to be super long from now. And you will have to use that ID to log into the internet. And when that day comes, you will no longer see me on the internet. I will be done. I will be done. That is one line that I am not going to cross. Because I'm not going to be a part of that system, of that database. I'm not. And I get it. My information's already all there. I get it. I get it. I am not going to do anything to take part in it. Because there's this book that warned me about that. I'm not going to do it. But there are other things that I had talked about at the same time that I was going off about Real ID. And That was what they were getting ready to do at the state borders. Oh, now I'm back to, I understand what I was saying about the Democrats. They need this, and when I say they, I'm talking about the powers that be, both sides, bipartisan. They need civil unrest in this country. That's the easy answer for them, is civil unrest. If they can cause enough of a disturbance in this country, then they can implement any damn thing that they want. Oh well, look at all the chaos everywhere. We got to take control of this. Look at what's going on. Look at what's happening right now. I actually have some concern that there's a lot of practicing going on right now. And it's even been told that they need to be training people, training the military, National Guard. Soon enough, it'll be the military too. I'm concerned it's not going to stop at just dealing with illegal immigrants and protecting ICE. I am not trusting of what is going on right now at all. Oh, I get it about how they did it to get what they wanted, and they pretty much they got it now. I mean, they've pretty much sewed up every loose end they needed to sew up. They've got everything in place. Everything ready to go. All they have to do is flip switches and mark my words, shortly after they make it to where you have to log on the internet with an ID, you're going to have borders at state lines that you have to cross. Mark my words. This has already all been hashed out and gone over and even exercised on setting it up, the initial rollout. Like when they decide to do it, they've got vehicles, everything all set up mobile, ready to go to set up mobile checkpoints. Look up Viper Teams, but spell it V-Y-P-E-R if I'm not mistaken. There may not be an E. It might be V-Y-P-R. But it's Viper Teams. They were out of Tennessee, and they were training for just being able to, no matter how busy the interstate is, stop the interstate and set up a checkpoint, just boom, and start running everybody through a checkpoint. Viper Teams. And then when you look up different programs like Operation Mountain Guardian, and I mentioned that, I don't know, in a video or something, but I didn't really talk about it. There's not a lot of information out there on Operation Mountain Guardian, but there's enough. Alex Jones covered it. His stuff is probably still there for now anyway about it. And what they did in Colorado, I think it was Denver, they didn't say a damn thing to the parents. Nothing. Not a word. They packed up the kids, the school kids, in buses, in school buses, and took them to the stadium, the big sports stadium. They were doing a mock drill called Operation Mountain Guardian that none of the parents were warned about ahead of time or anything else. They had, from what I understand, crisis actors there acting like disgruntled parents trying to come and get their kids and the whole 9 yards. And from my understanding, there were some very pissed off parents over the ordeal. Operation Mountain Guardian. It's been some time ago. But they've got it all planned. They've got it war gamed out. Down to your kids. Down to your kids. Let me ask you this. If somebody's got possession of your children and they tell you, bring your firearms and we'll give you your children, what are you gonna do? What's more important to you? Your children or your guns? And I know. Well, I just don't have to let them know about all the guns I own. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Do you know that many of our transactions, and I'm talking about at stores and what have you, have been stored and databased for a really long time? If you had a ping, let's say you had a ping, I'm calling it a ping, a background check, because you went to AAA gun store and were interested in buying a Glock 9mm. So, then you went and you filled out the paperwork, they did the check, everything's all good, you get the Glock 9mm. And you get it home, you look at it, and you're like, yeah, I like this, but, I would really like to have these sights, and I want some extended mags for it. So you go to your favorite online retailer, and you buy yourself some mags and some nice glowy sights and whatever. And you may not realize this, but all that data is getting stored and databased. Now, you may have not have told them that you've got a Glock 9mm or you bought a Glock 9mm, but there is damn well a record of it. There was paperwork that you filed to begin with to be able to purchase the firearm. Do you really think that goes away? I don't. And then, in many cases, not all, some people do stuff really smart, but in some cases, many cases, most cases, people will pull out a debit card or a credit card and swipe it. So, how hard is it to figure out that Billy Bob bought that 9mm that there's a receipt for, multiple actually, from the bank, from the store, and had a ping because he was clearly looking to buy a firearm? It's pretty safe to say Billy Bob's got a Glock 9mm. Man, all I gotta do is think that you have more guns you're hiding and you're in a tough spot. You can talk about how they all went down with the boat in the lake all you want. But when they're holding your children, let me know how good those stories are going to do to get them. My bet isn't very well. I'm going to say this, and I hope like hell that people hear me. I don't even think that there's hope for a chance left. But I know damn well there isn't at all any unless we act now. How? I don't even know. Call every damn politician you know. I don't know. I don't have the answers for this. I've been trying for over a decade now just to spread the word about pole shift and wood gasification, and I can't do that, so I've been talking about this with Real ID since before they passed it through Congress. Nobody listened to me then. I don't know the answer. But I know that if we even want a notion of a chance, we better get busy. Because they've got everything in place. They're ready. They're ready for us. The reason I was raised in hell 15 years ago or whatever, close to it, I know it's close to it, was because I knew what would happen if we waited. Each day, each week, each month, year that we let go by, they were just going to be more and more ready for us. Now, do you think we really stand a chance? That's what I'm concerned with. I know there's a lot of people that are going crazy about comet, spaceship, wackadoodles that's flying our way and anything else people can find. Not many people is watching the infrastructure that's being built right underneath their feet. And I mean, it just gets so bizarre. I mean, it doesn't stop getting bizarre, right? Not only do we get all this, right? Here's the best part. Everywhere that they've been putting these data centers, people's power bills have been going through the roof because now they are competing in the same market as what these data centers, which use a whole lot of energy. So people's utility prices go up dramatically, as in some cases doubles. I love the fact that we get to pay for our own enslavement. That's my favorite part. I wished I knew an easy way to reverse this, to turn this ship. But I guarantee you the powers that be ain't having it. And I guarantee you that there's likely no way that we can elect enough good people in enough places in enough time to do any good. What's my recommendation for others? Well, that's on you. You have to decide what your red line is and go from there. I'm telling you a good red line is when they go to make it to where the internet's only accessible by you logging into a particular account, your account, that's when it's time to probably get rid of the internet. That would be my advice. My advice to you would be to do the things that prepared people do. Stock food, supplies, anything you can. Build skills. I can't say that enough times. Build skills. Tangible skills that are going to be needed then. Can't say that enough. Yeah, and Watchman, I was just getting ready to say it. Because we're starting to get close to 9 o'clock. I was just getting ready to say it, brother. Keep a very close eye at what happens over the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks. because she's in the kitchen right now, Watchman, but she'll be back in here momentarily. If I don't know if this is just a bluff. I don't know, because it's not the first time that they've said stuff like that. But I don't trust them. Not even a little bit. And they don't care if people go hungry while they play their games. They don't care. They couldn't care less. Yeah, well, and that's just it, Watchmen. If they don't take care of the SNAP program at the beginning of November, you can damn well bet that it was 100% on purpose, and that's exactly what they intended to do. And I mean, I could see them doing that, especially right now at that very particular point in time, with all of the craziness, the civil strife, and all that. They've got people more divided in this country, I think, than probably any time. They probably got people more divided now than during the Civil War. Some places already locked some food up, Watchmen. I mean, it's crazy, some of the stuff that I've seen that some stores are locking up. Crazy, crazy. Some of it's kind of stupid stuff that it's like, really? But they have to lock it up or else it gets stolen. Hey, Watchman, I think you got here a little bit late. Before I sign off, I'll do it right now because I only got about another little over 10 minutes. I think you got here late, so you didn't get to see me prove to you that AI was not only scary, but AI is also gay. So I started out the show showing the proof, and I'll do it again because I can't resist. So AI is gay, very, very gay. Meta AI contacted me, and I don't remember if it was email or messenger or what, but Meta AI contacted me the other day and more or less was telling me to go check out Meta AI because a bunch of new features, which include animating photos. And I thought, cool. So I tried a couple of photos, then I had it animated, and it didn't do a half bad job. And I thought, you know what? I got to give it the task. I got to give it the real task. And so I'm like, okay. And now this is on Facebook. I'm like, animate my profile picture. Now, my profile picture is the same one you see in the thumbnails on the Watchman News, me in the tinfoil hat, right? So this is what Meta AI thought that I was going to act like based on my profile picture. I mean, it's freaking scary, man. It is like petrifying. I mean, not only the fact that I don't actually have any teeth, and those teeth were like horse teeth. I mean, that was kind of petrifying. But really, Meta AI? No, actually, I thought it was pretty damn hilarious that. I got a lot of fun stuff coming for the show, though. So a lot of stuff I can do. I can set us on fire if I want. I can just burn the whole damn place down if I want. So, yeah, it is creepy. I mean, I saw it. I'm like, holy hell. I don't know if I want to cry, scream, laugh. But it was kind of perfect at the same time. You know what I mean? It definitely fit the picture. Oh, man. You can tell it's been a long day. This is actually the last of my third. Well, I don't make full pots of coffee, but a little over half full. I've been cutting myself down. Been down to two rounds of coffee per day. Last couple of days, I had to do the trio. Now I can't even think of how to say the word. Menage a trois. There we go. The menage a trois of coffee. Ah. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Charles, he said that you can instruct most AI programs to micromanage details like size of teeth and crazy eyes and all that. Yeah, you can get super detailed. I never do. Um, I never get very detailed at all. One day maybe I'll mess with it and get a little more detailed than I typically do. I've noticed anytime I try to get a little more detailed with it, it screws it up even more. And it could totally be the operator. It could be me not knowing how to prompt it correctly, and it likely is. But like the background picture that you see, I was trying to get it to animate that and just flicker the lights and move the drones. But what I needed it to do was move the drones. I needed them to start off of screen and then fade out in the distance, so that way I could make a looping video of it. But the more detailed I got in explaining what I needed it to do, the worse job it did of it. So it was weird. I haven't tried Grok in voice mode. Haven't tried it at all. I did mess with Artlist.io a little bit. Had it make a intro thing for me, and then I did up a little video intro thing for Mike Tango Whiskey. And I used up one of the free things on his, but yeah, I'm hearing that, and I haven't really dug into how to operate them properly. I know, and I only kind of half trust his take on things, but I know Tim Pool says that he thinks that AI is actually getting dumber. So I don't know if there's any truth to that or not, but it's pretty cool. I mean, I love technology, but I was just thinking about this like 2 days ago or so. I have went from being totally amazed and in awe of technology and so happy to be alive while so much of it comes to light, because I mean it is really cool. I mean, I played Pong on the old, I don't know how many inch TV. I don't remember. It wasn't a 20. It was the one under that. It was, I think, bigger than a 13, but it wasn't a 20. I don't remember if they were 16s, 15s, or what. I can't remember. But it was black and white, and playing Pong on it, right? Telegames arcade system, and of course we had we had a generic Atari 2600. But that's when I was growing up. And then I'm sitting here today, and we've got these insane cell phones. It was really cool watching all of that come to fruition. But now it's reached a point to where it's actually terrifying. Actually terrifying. And I love technology, but I'm at a point to where I'm terrified. I'll have to check that out. Claude Sonnet. I'll have to check that one out for sure. In fact, let me pull it up real quick. I'm going to be hopping off here in a few minutes. I'm certainly ready for bed this evening. Hopefully I sleep well. Oh yeah, I hear you, Watchman, about it doubling. Yep, that's the way technology is. I know that from working with computers for 30 years now. It's always doubled. 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, I mean, so on and so forth. Yeah, I've never used voice when communicating with AI. I've always used text. But it's always real super short stuff. I give it very little information. And I mean, I've been surprised with a lot of the stuff it's actually been able to do for me. But when I've tried to get a little more detailed with it, tried to get it to do something specific, it always really kind of screws it up pretty bad, actually. And again, it's probably, I don't know the right way to prompt it and all that stuff, but like Grok, for instance, I like to do everything image-wise in a 16 by 9 a landscape format. And I can't figure out how to get Grok to make me a landscape format image for the life of me. It won't do it. It will not do it. It has to do everything in the same damn format. It's the only format it ever gets me. I'm not sure that it's quite portrait, but it's squarish, not quite portrait, definitely not landscape. But and then now ChatGPT, all I got to do is say 16 by 9 format, and boom, it gets it right. So, like I say, I'm probably prompting it wrong or whatever. I've never really dug into it, and the reason why is because I'll mess with it a little bit. I'll let it do stuff like make me up pictures for backgrounds and stuff like that. But as far as interaction with it, I prefer to keep that pretty limited. Facebook already can predict when I go poop. I don't need ChatGPT telling me that I don't need to eat another cheeseburger or something, That's crazy. We're just talking about how big AI is now. You know how many years ago that was that Facebook did that study where it came out that they could actually predict when people were going to the bathroom? It's been a chunk of years ago. So I'm saying I think we're going to get a big surprise soon enough. And I think we're going to find out that there's been a lot of this stuff that's actually been in service and running for quite a while. So, anyway, it is 9 bells, and I am going to get out of here for the evening. I appreciate folks coming. I'll be back Saturday night next time. Yesterday my spine was out something horrible, and it had my neck out, and my neck had me with pretty much, I guess, a migraine. It sucked, but yeah, waiting for a robot army to pop up. I think that they probably have those. I've been really keeping track, or trying to keep track, of what's been going on with the F-47 program. And I have put together enough little bits of information from different places. I am pretty sure that they got those damn things well underway, as well as their little drone companions. I think they're much further ahead on that than what they're telling people. So, for sure. But anyway, I am going to get out of here. I appreciate folks coming. I will be back again Saturday evening at 8 p.m. And, maybe have a video or two or whatever. If something important happens, I'll make a video. So, anyway, I hope everybody has a blessed and wonderful evening and great week ahead. And we shall see you soon. Shalom.